I wore a button up for you, but then it's really pointless.
Wow.
Sweats on.
That's dope. I have sweats on. I was thinking about wearing shoes, but that felt too formal.
Don't
I
need
did
all of
put
that.
this necklace on for you though, so or a
I put
chain.
mine on too.
Hey, we love that.
Otherwise, I don't wear watches, necklace. I haven't done anything. It's like, you know what? This is a special day.
This is a special day.
Well,
Look at us go.
you're rocking it on the outside. See, I can't pull out. You got enough swag that you can pull on the outside. I just look like a douche.
Do I?
Yeah, you
I
do.
don't know.
No, you
All
do.
right, I'll take your word for it.
Where are you, by the way? You're not in LA, right?
I'm in LA. I'm in North Hollywood.
Oh,
Or
you are.
Studio
Oh,
City.
I'm Studio City, right down. I'm like a couple blocks from you.
Where in Studio City are you?
Off of Vantage and Moore Park. There's a boxing supply place on the corner of Vantage and Laurel, and I'm right
Yeah,
behind
man.
that.
I know exactly where that is. Yeah, man. We
Um,
gotta kick it when all this is.
when sometime in
Yeah.
2025. You look good though, man. You eating good? Vitamins, staying healthy?
Thank you, mate. You know what? I'm eating well right now. I went to my doctor and she said your cholesterol's a little high, and so I cut out cheese completely and red meat. And I tell you what, cholesterol's down. We're feeling good.
Boy,
But
is that the only change you made on that, or did she have you taking like the red rice, the red yeast rice, or whatever it's called?
we didn't do that. But I did a couple. I did like Cholestipure. It's called these pills for like 3 months, and then I started taking fish oil and vitamin D and working out a bunch and eating well. And then my own insecurities about being on camera and everything came into play. So
Sure.
I'm just trying to be fit and like mental health as well. Took a beating over the pandemic, so
Yeah.
it's been good. It's yeah, you're looking well as well. What's going on?
Well, thank you. I'm trying to get this ring light thing sorted, and I can't figure any of it out. I'm so white. I feel like I match the wall, but
Yeah,
I'm
you and
like you. I've got the high cholesterol, but I'm taking like the CQ
bro, don't go
something,
too
and
far back from the camera because it's camouflage. I can't see.
right, I blend in, right? I can't figure it all out. But I'm
I
like you. I'm taking the vitamins, the vitamin D, the vitamin A, the fish oil and stuff. But I have this big case that I have it sorted, morning and night.
oh
How do you remember to take all yours? And do you?
my darling wife. She says, right, it's bedtime, time for bedtime routine, and that has started to include skincare routines and pills. So
Sounds
this
like a party.
is this is my 20s.
Hey, and speaking of skincare, when I was watching some of I noticed whenever I watch your Instagram lives and stuff, and you do have these moments where you get super close to the camera, and it's one of the things I actually have written to ask you is that you have like skin is amazing. So what are you doing for that? What are you using?
Thank you. It is a lifetime of having a dermatologist as a mum and being a redhead in Australia
Mm.
and being forced to basically bathe in sunscreen.
Mm.
So there's that, but then I also use Kiehl's is really good. Some moisturizer, some eye cream.
I've seen the store, but I've never actually been in before.
It's really good. I
Is it?
recommend it. And then just making sure to drink water and eat healthy. And it's amazing that this is exactly what everyone tells you to do. And you don't do it for such a long time, and then you do it, and it works.
Instead, it's a funny that she's a dermatologist, but she's not having you take more like medicated stuff like glycol or glytone and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I've never really been on. I was on Roaccutane for my acne when I was younger, but she's not big into pills for skin stuff. She's just very much wear sunscreen, drink water, and don't be dumb.
Don't be stupid. How's your hair looking so good? How are you? Who's cutting your hair? Is your wife doing that for you?
My wife is not. My friend who is very COVID conscious, so we're
Okay.
like double masked when we're doing it. But my friend Emily Hedeke is the wizard behind it. But this here is it's just a good day, isn't it? Maybe it's the lighting
It does. It
because
looks nice.
I've got curly hair naturally, and so getting it to look this I don't know, formed,
Controlled. It's got good
control.
balance. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Good,
It's
man.
good. It's good.
Good for you. You get the whole thing. The hair's right. The glasses are right. Well, how bad is your vision, by the way?
I'm like negative 2.5
Got
in
it.
both eyes now. It used to be one. I have an astigmatism,
Hmm.
and now they're both just falling apart. So
Negative 4.5, negative 4. So
That is the same as my wife's.
is it?
You are, yeah.
We can swap contacts if she needs any.
You take contacts out and you're totally blind, aren't you?
Like I wouldn't. There's no way I would be able to see the screen at all.
It's just an outline.
It's actually baffling. Yeah.
My wife Erin, she says that there is some peace that she feels when she wakes up, and for the first hour that she's awake, she can't really see anything, and she finds peace in that. It cools her anxiety. So I don't know what that says about life. It's kind of like when deaf people get the what is it called? The implant in their ear to be able to hear, and there are so many reports of deaf people being like, you know what, I had the ocular implant and I preferred the world without they say the world is just really loud.
That funny that if they're deaf, then they get their hearing and they're like, oh no,
Like this isn't it. Go back.
This
go
out.
back.
Take it out. Let's go back. How is your wife, by the way? It's almost 2 years, and that's Erin. She still like you? You guys still getting along? Still happy?
Yeah, she's she likes me a little bit. You know what? We've been together for it'll be 8 years this year, and that is a long time to be with one person, and being able to grow together and move together is such a rare thing. So
and try to stay on that parallel as well, right?
Yeah, and we get along. I feel like COVID has been, the pandemic and the lockdowns have been so testing on relationships in general, and we have done all right. She is my best friend, and the person that I want to go through life with. So it's been great. I mean, she sings backgrounds for me, and she does some session work, and she's got an amazing voice. And so all of her work was taken away from her because of the pandemic. So she has been such a good sport and just really, I don't know, embraced life way better than I have. And she's been my rock through it all. And yeah, she's doing great. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. Well, that has to be weird as well when you say that, her life has changed because of her employer, but they sit on the couch next to her. So that has to be weird. Like, first of all, how does that even work with her singing background and doing stuff with you? Like, how do you get the finances sorted on that? Like, are you guys hashing out numbers and stuff after lunch, or do your people talk to her people? I mean, how does that work?
Yeah, I put her check in the mail and it returns to me, and there we go. My business manager takes care of that and has those conversations, and I'm grateful for that. But I think it must be really tough to date an artist that is, I guess, breaking and going through the motions of all that. And it hasn't been the easiest path to now here speaking with you. And she really has just been my rock through it all. And we work really well together, and we've had a lot of conversations about work life and our relationship while we're working. And she's professional. She's always on time. She learns her stuff. She's an incredible singer. She's a great band member, and it's fun having your partner on tour. That is the sickest thing ever. We were long distance for the first year that I was out in LA, and we got through that, and she's stuck with me through some pretty rough shit. So it's been
good.
I don't know. We've always talked about, I've always said to her, the day that you don't want to do this anymore, just let me know. It won't be a big deal. You'll still be here regardless. And when I say do this, I mean be in the band.
Right. Not this marriage thing. I know what you mean.
Yeah, but she's good. I'm lucky that she likes the music.
It really could go either way. It's such an interesting situation. So
totally,
especially during a pandemic, to live with somebody you work with. But what is something that you do that drives her just bonkers?
I am really competitive. I'm like hyper competitive, and she doesn't like when I get really. So we have a Nintendo Switch, and I play Mario Tennis on it, and I like low key have I play online. I've got a ranking, and it's hilarious. But when I lose, I'm like, I'm terrible. I've been like this my whole life. Whenever I lost in tennis, it's just not pretty. So she hates that a lot when I play that game.
Well, you shouldn't be
Uh,
losing at tennis anyway. Didn't you like teach tennis for a while or
I
something?
did teach tennis for a little bit, but this
You
is
shouldn't be
where
losing.
I'm playing with like Yoshi and like Bowser. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of mass to move around.
That's a little different. So she
Yeah,
hates that. Okay. What else?
yeah,
You,
it's that.
do you leave crap laying around everywhere? And is that the garbage back there you haven't taken out yet? What's the
What
bag?
that?
Yeah.
That's a pillow.
Oh, I see white with the strings on it. I'm thinking,
It's
oh,
like a
Sam.
back. It's like a back pillow.
I thought it was
Um,
the handle. I was like, oh, he hasn't taken the trash out. She's gonna have a go at him when she gets home.
you know what? I am actually the one who cleans
Yeah.
in here. She cooks and she's an unbelievable cook. I can't cook to save my life. But I do the dishes and I do the laundry. Um, but I think for when before we were in this apartment, we lived in it was like a lofted one bedroom and it was like 600 square feet.
Ooh.
And I was this city was blowing up and I was doing like Jimmy Kimmel from my apartment on a green screen. And the only area that was big enough and got light was the living area. And by the living area, I mean like
All of it.
all of it.
Yeah.
So she put up with a lot. So I now just try to be on my best behavior and not do anything to piss her off because she's got so much ground to shake.
Yeah, no, I'm sure she probably loved it, and she, her proud.
It was fun.
Proud
She
as
got
hell seeing you on shows like that, and
it's
James
really
Gordon.
cool. I tell you what, it is. It's a weird thing to watch yourself on TV.
Yeah,
It's strange,
Can you?
especially. I can because I'm arrogant as hell. But but it's it's funny. Like at the start of the pandemic, we were doing like these Zoom inspired performances for TV shows like Jimmy Kimmel and Ellen. And it was really sweet, and you saw people in their habitat. And now it's like full production. Like Tate McRae blew me away seeing her perform on Jimmy Kimmel. And I was like, this set, the dancing, the vocals, like she was out of this world. And then I watched my Jimmy Kimmel performance back and I'm on a green screen and I shot it on my iPhone with no professional recording. But you know what? Wouldn't have had it any other way. It was very scary filming it myself. The Jimmy Kimmel sent a green screen to me.
No kidding. How does that show up? You get a knock at the door and it's FedEx dropping that off, or
Exactly. And we were literally like, we would like FaceTime with the producers and they would be like, okay, yeah, like this is the angle we want. This is this. Okay, we're going to go now, film it, send it to us. So I like filmed this thing and then like texted it to my manager and he sent it off to the producers and then it was on national TV.
Wow. And then what happens to the green screen? Do you get to keep that or does that go back?
Oh, absolutely. It's been put to good use.
Oh, you keep it. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah. It was a play to keep kind of situation. Proud owner of a green screen, thanks to Kimmel. So can't be too mad.
Instagram Live is a trip though. Isn't it crazy how you can pop on there and within seconds you've got hundreds of people?
Yeah, dude. I'm kind of like still feeling out how to do Instagram Live and make it effective because I don't know, it's fascinating. Like fans want to just see us live like they're living in a way. I like having my like orange couch and you can see it, there it is.
Yeah.
The couch.
It's like the orange
and turning it into, the Fischer Family Fridays.
Fridays, yeah.
That's been really fun. And
it's just a trip to know that you can go on there and all of a sudden you've got people from all over the world in your living room on your phone within just a few seconds.
It's mental. It's mental. Yeah. My fans are feisty. They
yeah, they are. You've got a great relationship with them though.
Yeah.
It seems like you love them like as much as they love you.
I do, man. I mean, look, I wouldn't be able to do this without them. So I love them. They're so supportive and they're so quick to pick up on things and
to a fault sometimes. Yeah.
To a fault. I mean, like But I'm down for it. You know, I mess with them a lot. They have a personal vendetta against me
I
for
know they do.
saying the word soon.
That's what I was gonna
Uh,
say. I was looking through some of your comments, even, and some of these are just like, and they're so creative in their anger towards you, which is, first of all, kind of funny because these people are mad at you for not putting out your music.
yeah,
Isn't that's the most amazing compliment you can
it is.
possibly get?
It is. It's the coolest thing ever, and
Yeah.
it's something that is I'm really fresh to. I'm new to, and navigating that has been great. I mean, like checking my ego every day, but it's just I'm excited that people are waiting to hear more and
Yeah.
wanting to learn more through my songs. So that's really cool.
They're passively aggressively waiting for more. Let's check. Look at this. Soon, a word I used to think meant a short amount of time. Look at these smart asses. Um, since when since when was there a soon emoji? Please never use it again in your life. I just love these people, man. It's that dry sarcasm that you're
That's
used
it.
to, I'm
Yeah.
sure from
I mean, I called myself a dickhead in my Instagram live, and now they call me Dicko sometimes. And I'm like, oh my god, anything I say can and will be used against me. You know?
It's amazing. It's amazing. And so they love you because you're relatable, you're accessible, and you've got a filthy mouth. And
I'm Australian. What can I say? You
I
know,
know.
we
I
all
love
can't be.
Australia, by the way. Man, that's one of the few places I've been to that I was like, wow, I could live here. And it was Sydney. I was in Sydney for a week.
That's
It was
whereabouts in Sydney were you?
I stayed down at the Blue, the hotel, the Blue on the waterfront.
Near like Circular Quay or in like Darling Harbour?
Oh, you got me on that one. I just know that this at the end of there's like it's a pier. The Hotel Blue is on the pier, and at the end of the pier, there's an actor who lives. I can't remember his name.
Oh, like Benalong Point. Like you were like by the Opera House.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Next to me was a little tiny park that I just walked around the park, and there was the Opera House and the little ferry. The ferry.
So that park right there, the Botanical Gardens. Did you see the castle building that's like in the park?
I saw like here's a hold on. I'll show you this. That's the you can't see with the ring light.
Oh yeah,
That's me eating something at the little ferry thing. I guess you can't really see the ferry thing in the
I love
background.
it. Yeah. No, I used to go to school like right by there.
It's so neat, man. It's such a cool
Yeah,
city. And a funny
it's
story about when I was there, and this will just show you about the people in Australia is I was with my girlfriend at the time and we were trying to find a place to go like shopping, like clothing shopping and stuff like that.
yeah.
So I went into this little store and he didn't say, oh, it's, well, first of all, in America, they just say, bye.
Yeah.
This guy not only explained to me where to go, but he drew me a map. He got out some big
What a
piece of
legend.
paper. Huh?
What a nice guy.
Oh, it was blown my. I couldn't believe this guy was drawing a map of go here, and he led me right to the area. Unfortunately, he led me to the area with like the Louis Vuitton and all that stuff. I'm just like, can we find the Zara? Where's that section? But it was just so cool, and it really just said something about the people there. It was just another. It was.
Dude, the Australians are we're such happy people, I find, and we love we love a drink, we love a good time, we love a swear word, and I think Australians are really stoked to be Australian. Like we love claiming our home country. That's for sure. But I miss Sydney every day. I wish I was there, but hopefully I'll get to go back this year. But it's been a minute. It's been over a year now since I've been back.
Even for a visit though, God, it's a 17-hour flight from LAX or whatever.
It's a minute, but what's on the other end is worth it, I think.
Yeah.
You're like, well.
No, you're right. It's the flight back that screws me because you're getting there, you've got the excitement of going, but coming back, it's like, God, I'm just popping Dramamine every few hours just to try to stay asleep. But
yeah, I feel it.
What a place, though. Big year for you, by the way, 2021.
Yeah, let's
turning 30, aren't you?
I am turning 30, but you know what? I'm gonna say I'm turning 29 again because coronavirus took 29.
Oh, yeah, good point.
So we're gonna say that I'm in my 20s. But no.
How was your 20s though? How do you feel going into your 30s? What was your 20s?
My 20s were pivotal, an interesting decade. I was broke as shit for most of the decade, and
As you are.
um,
I mean, that's the way it's
as you
supposed to be,
are,
right? Yeah.
yeah, that's it. I got signed, I got dropped, I got signed again. I a lot of things happen. I met my wife in my 20s. We've been together all of our 20s, and yeah, I mean, 2020 was the climax of my 20s, it was pretty good. I was
Pretty
working towards
accurate.
that, let's
Yeah,
say.
wow, that's a really interesting way of looking at it. That's the final curtain closing scene on the 20s.
Yeah, I mean, if my 20s had to take a bow, they certainly said we're gonna put you on the biggest stage in the world to take that bow.
Oh
But
wow.
nah, you know, a lot happened in my 20s, and God, when I think back on everything that's happened in my 20s, I don't know, it's weird, isn't it weird to think about the struggles you go through and knowing that you got to the other side, but being on the other side going, how the hell did I get through that?
Sure.
Um,
Yeah.
I was resilient. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, getting out of college and moving to LA and it was kind of like a month into LA, I was basically, well, not even a month, 2 days into LA, I was told that what I thought was going to happen was not going to happen. And I had to move out of the apartment I was in after a month. And I went back to Australia for 6 weeks. And I was only supposed to be there for 3 weeks, but my passport was so weather damaged because in
Mm.
Boston they don't accept a foreign ID. So I used my passport that the Australian government said that technically it was damaging federal property. And so I had to wait and get a new passport before I could come back. So come back to LA, and then it didn't pop off for a while. I was living on couches, I was sleeping on floors, and uh it was a struggle, man.
Yeah.
It was a big struggle, but it was clearly just, I don't know, the universe preparing me for what was to come and making me resilient and unemotional outwardly and extremely emotional inwardly. So
And being on the other side of it and looking at that, you've got, and I know you're not the kind of guy to say it, but you've got to be proud, right?
I I say it privately.
Yeah. Oh,
I
good.
no, I
Well,
say it publicly. I'm really proud.
you can say
When
it
I look,
privately. It's fine as long as you acknowledge it. I mean, you're doing something that millions of people dream of having a song on the radio, and I mean, even it's
yeah,
incredible. And just to know what you've
it
been through,
is.
you have to sit there even alone and just go, it's pretty good. It's actually pretty good.
It's pretty good. I'm really really proud of myself. I have to say that I having a song on the radio, having Jennifer Love Hewitt hit me in my DMs to tell me that she liked my song. You know, it's things that I've dreamt of.
Yeah.
But it it really is it really is a dream come true. As I mean, I don't know. I when I left Australia 10 years ago, there were a lot of people who um, had supported me until I made the decision to leave, and then it was like all of their truths came out just before I left.
Mm,
Um, and it took a really long time and me basically having to lie and say that I was killing it until I was publicly killing it
mm.
uh, to feel, I don't know, it's like a sense of self-worth, and I think expectation is something that has followed me my entire life, and I've never really been able to explain why. I think I put on a very capable front and a very confident front, which works in my favor, I think. But the reality is that, you know, a lot of the last 10 years have been filled with uncertainty and insecurity. And when I wrote This City, I was in a pretty desperate place.
Mm.
So to see the response that it's had and the support from radio around the world has been nuts. And as an Australian kid, growing up wanting to be in music, the only thing you ever hear is if you can get a song on the radio in America, then you've made it.
Sure.
And I don't know, just to even be like having this interview with you, mate, and to know just that my song came out and it made an impact and people listen to it, and I still get messages every day about it and how it's helping everyone, and especially through the pandemic. I didn't plan the pandemic as part of the promo,
Are
but
you sure?
I would be lying if I said it didn't help.
Hey man, whatever. If it enables you to keep eating on, this city for a long, long, long
It
time.
was it was a strategic move, but it was like I signed my deal in December of 2019, and then the label said we're gonna plan a pandemic.
Yes. The
But
math of it all is starting to lay itself out.
yeah,
But that's interesting,
but
man.
no,
Well, good for you for
it's,
being able to pat yourself on the back a little bit. And I know that whole fake it till you make it is easier on paper than it really is. That's not because
there
you got
was
to
a lot
fake
of faking it.
yeah,
There's
but
a
you got to
lot of
fake yourself out, and that's the challenge.
yeah,
So
that's it.
and speaking of getting older, man, I really love that song "Getting Older." That's the song that I
Thank you.
love because and there's a line in it that I really relate to, and it's something that I think about constantly, which is I can't imagine getting older. I can't imagine the moment where I'm going to be doing this. So the fact that I can't imagine that, does that mean I'm not going to live to that? And
Yeah.
that's a crazy little, for lack of a better term, that's a crazy little mind fuck.
Yeah, it is a mind fuck. I remember writing it, and I was writing it with this brilliant writer, Asia Whitaker, and we kind of came up with this concept. And the bird that I talk about in that song was a real thing. So we were in a parking lot, and there was this injured bird, and this car was coming towards it, and we kind of ran in front of the car to help this bird, and this bird did not want our help. And it was just we turn that, because we're songwriters, we turn that into a giant metaphor for life of we never know what's going to happen next. And does it mean, I don't know, it's like you don't always get what you want. And
Yeah.
I don't know, I believe in manifestation, but sometimes it's like if you can't see it in happening for you, is it going to happen?
Right.
uh,
But you take
so
it
I
to
don't
another
know.
place, man. You got dark with
I
it.
went all the way.
You
I
got
said
dark.
if I can't imagine getting older, maybe that means I'm
Maybe I'm
gonna
gonna die. And it's funny because it's pretty dark, but it's over positive chords. It's like so
yeah.
confusing.
Listen, I mean, like I took Hey Ya
I
by
don't.
Outkast.
Oh yeah, hey yeah.
Hey Ya.
Yeah.
That song is tragic, but it's over this like fun beat. But it's like about parents not being able to work it out.
It's it's such an interesting, like, Pumped Up Kicks by Foster the People. All these kind of songs are like that. And that's
Man,
your song is that real dark. And eventually when somebody, as a guy, I listen to the music. I'm really into the music stuff. And, I'm really big into like orchestra and scores and stuff like that. So I'm really hyper aware of the music, but it takes a few listens before I listen to the lyrics. And eventually I'm like, wait, hold on. And that's when you kind of realize, wait, this is actually really dark, and it's so
yeah.
confusingly attractive, and it's
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's funny, like my manager pointed out, but there's a constant theme in my writing, which is kind of like the unknowns of life, including death. And I had getting older on Not a Hobby. I got to live on Homework, and I don't know, I'm fascinated by it.
yeah,
I'm really fascinated by it because no one knows. A, no one knows why we're here. B, no one knows what happens once we're not here.
it's great though,
And
isn't it?
it's thrilling in
Yeah,
a way. We could talk about this for a long time.
totally. I love that. Yeah, that was a little epiphany moment too, of like realizing, what, I don't know, and how great I don't know is now my favorite thing to say. But
That is a powerful thing to say
it's
because
to be okay with it is
absolutely. It's like to be able to say, I don't know, the power of saying no as well. I always said to myself, when I'm in a place in my career when I can turn down a session, when I can turn down an opportunity, when I can say no to something,
mm,
then it's going all right.
that's so great, man. But at the same time, if the world has a plan for me, can I just take a fucking peek?
Yeah, that too. Like, for fuck's sake, tell me what's going on. Shit.
but
Ah.
even just that throwing in the cuss word in there is just so funny, and it's It's
Look,
so cool. That's such a dope song, man. I really, really
thanks,
dig
bro.
that song.
I appreciate that.
I
I
really
appreciate that
dig
a
that
lot.
song. Um, Speaking of songs, and I don't want to keep you too long because I know you're really busy.
Dude, I love it. This is great. This is all I want to do. We can keep talking. I'm cool with that.
None of us are busy. And by the way, you know what's funny as well? Even back to your Instagram for just 1 second.
Yeah.
When you're doing these covers of Louis Capaldi and Nile and Olivia Rodrigo, Driver's License, it's interesting because there's two sides to this. There's the side that's saying, "Wow, he's supporting these other artists that, in a way, he's competing for." I mean, he's played side by side by these people on the radio, so he's competing for that. Or is he actually saying, I can do this shit. I can play these songs. What's the big deal?
I said, motherfucker, I'll do this better than no.
Exactly.
I am a fan. I am a hardcore fan, and I'm lucky enough to call Lewis and Niall my friends, and I'm just, it's great when you can be a fan of your friends and support them. And I think when you get to this kind of world where you have songs on the radio and you have, I don't know, like you have a verified fucking account on Instagram, and you know, like your message appears in their primary inbox instead of their general inbox, and you become friends with these people. They're the people that help you through this. And I know I read Olivia Rodrigo gave an interview where she said her and Niall was helping her out with navigating all that's going on. And that's what it is. Like, they're real people who have real kind hearts, and it is a big community. And so as much as it's me showing off, it's also supporting them. And if someone hadn't heard the song, then maybe they'll go look it up after I perform it.
By the way, Lewis is so sweet. He's
Dave.
the first person that I interviewed when all this quarantine began, and he's such a chill. And he was in, Scotland at the time.
Lewis and I have been friends since before anything had happened for him. And we used to get on the piss, man. We used to go out in London till like 3-4 in the morning. There's like, you kind of both black out and you have those conversations with those people that just get really deep, really quick. And you like wake up the next day and you're like, I'm connected to you forever. I feel like that's how it is with me and Lewis. He's just at the core of it, he's just a mate. And it has been so cool to see everything that's happened with him. And, December of 2019, when I was home last in Australia, I went and saw him perform to 20,000 people in Sydney. And we got beers afterwards, and he's just the same person, man. He's just a good egg. And I have to say, so much of what's happened for me wouldn't have happened without him throwing me a bone and bringing me out on tour.
Hey, I haven't heard this new song yet because it's on friggin' lockdown. What is the deal with this? I see you. Little what is this song with Demi Lovato? Is it hers? Is it yours? Is she on it? Does she have a rap on it? Do you have a rap on it? What's the secret?
It's actually just spoken word, slam poetry. No, it is a duet. It's a true duet. It is my song with Demi, and it's a really personal song to both of us. And I wrote it in a session. Actually, the session was supposed to be for another artist, but that artist didn't turn up. And so we
can we say who it is or just leave it?
No. I can't do that.
Yeah, no, totally.
Maybe you we'll hang out in Studio City and I'll tell you who it was. But
I'll get you drunk enough to tell me.
Yeah. No, yeah, but it was a period right before this city took off, and I was really insecure and uncertain about what lay ahead for me as an artist in my future. And it's the dream to be an artist, and I just didn't know if it was going to happen, and I was scared of letting people down there's just, as I said before, like a lot of expectation on me, and it was unexplained to me. I didn't really understand it because I felt like a failure. And so this song came out of us, and we Demi heard it and immediately connected with it. And as soon as I heard her vocal on it, it was like it was always meant to be a duet. And it's interesting because we've had two different lives. We have two different perspectives on lives. She's been in the public for a long time. I'm fresh out the gate, and we're coming together in a very real human emotion and experience in this song. And it's kind of the message of, even though you might be experiencing something and feel alone, there are people out there who feel like that. So in this song, we're alone together. And she is an iconic human. Her voice is one of the best in the world. I personally think she has never sounded better than on this song. And it was stunning. Like, it was, when I first heard her vocal, I had just played Irving Plaza opening for Louis Capaldi, and in New York.
What a place, by the way.
And it was like, I got the text. Oh my God, Irving Plaza, it's magical. I can't wait to play there again.
Oh.
And I sat, we were standing in a stairwell. I had like all my bags and shit and gear. And it was me, my wife, my guitarist, and my manager. And we sat in a stairwell at Irving Plaza and listened to it about 7 times. And it's special, man. I'm really, really excited for you to hear it.